So I want to start out this video by apologizing for the lack of content these past few months. This is simply because of everything that's happening around the world. It's been a tough time for us all. Don't worry, I'm fine and healthy, but now I'm back and ready to bring you guys fresh content every week going forward. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another voiceover video with Ellie. So in this week's video, I thought I would break down my hill routine with Frida for you all. First off, I start by warming up really well, walking for at least 10 minutes and trotting for around 5, really making sure to stretch the horse and warming its muscles really well. Unfortunately, I didn't record this as I forgot to press the record button. The warm-up is so important because without it, your horse can injure itself. It can both strain muscles and tear them. Since this hill we're using is about a 15-minute walk from our stable, it's the perfect warm-up. But if you don't have access to a long warm-up on the trail, you could also just warm up in an arena or in a gravel road near you. I try to do this exercise about once a week to build up endurance and strength without fatiguing the horse. You absolutely do not want to do this exercise more than twice a week, at most, to spare the horse's body. It can be useful to, when you start out doing this exercise, take it a little slow to build up endurance and stamina without fatiguing the horse too much. The first time I did this exercise, I trotted up this hill twice and cantered up it once. That was plenty enough for Frida. But as your horse gets better and better at this exercise, you can increase the speed and how many times you do it. This is Frida's 5th time doing this, and we cantered this hill twice and galloped it 3 times. I usually like to do an exercise like this alone because every horse is a different limit and need different things, but this time a friend of mine wanted to tag along. Because I wasn't alone, we took it kind of slow as this was the other horse's first time doing this exercise. As you can see, we try to keep a steady pace throughout the whole session. This just helps the horse preserve energy and evenly build muscle. At the beginning of this exercise, it is especially important as many horses tend to want to rush hills like this. We also give the horses a good amount of time to recover. You can imagine with yourself, if you ran a hill over and over again without proper recovery time, it just gets harder and harder to do. A good way to tell that your horse has recovered is to listen to its breathing and also watch their nostrils. When you hear their breathing slow and see their nostrils slow down, you're usually okay for another round, but just be a little bit on the safe side. Keep in mind that walking down hills can also be difficult for some horses, so if you have the opportunity, walk them a little bit on flat ground before turning and galloping the hill again. As we get further and further into this exercise, you can clearly see that the other horse has a hard time keeping up. This is just because it hasn't done this before and therefore isn't as strong as Frida is. For this last round, I really pushed Frida to stretch her whole body out. This can also be a good idea as a closing round. Of course, as I've previously mentioned in this video, every horse has different needs, but I find that Frida really benefits from a good stretch toward the end of the exercise. Here you can see I had to dismount and pick up some poop as the people that live in my town hate horse poop, like despise it. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it somewhat beneficial. Don't forget to like and subscribe, only if you want to, of course. I'm not going to make you do anything. I'll see you all next week for my next video. Bye!